Hey guys, this is Tofin, and today I'm going to make an installation and review video pertaining to the Frigidaire this is the FFRA0811U10. This particular one was manufactured in October of 2017, which was quite late for a mechanical unit on 8,000 BTUs. Usually around this time that only 5,000 BTU units were manufactured with these rather old-styled mechanical controls. So I picked this unit up used for 100 for absolutely no reason. I don't need this thing. I have a great Linux central system. I just thought, like a dumbass, what about the future if my AC breaks? Wouldn't it suck to have no AC? Even, I have a little 150 square foot unit and that's all I need to just keep my bedroom cool during the period I need service. I don't know why about this. So now I'm trying to sell it just to get it out and remove clutter. So I decided to pass along the knowledge of me owning this unit. And it's a very simple installation, but my process is going to be kind of vague, but important. It's going to be vague, but the important information on how to get this in your window, and then we'll get started right now. First, we're going to go off with the installation, then I'm going to talk about features and how I think about the unit. Installing this unit is very easy, and putting it together is also very easy. For example, you just have all you need is a Phillips screwdriver. I'd say about your average size. Something like this. That's all you're going to need. Just this size Phillips screwdriver. That pertains to the top rail bar. This is a very important function of the unit. This rail bar is to be placed like this, and it holds your window and the AC into the window without falling. This bar right here is very important. As you can see, there is a screw hole right here which you can screw into the top lip of the window. But all you have to do is 4 Phillips screws. For demonstration purposes, we will be putting it together. Just put the top bar. This lip needs to be in front, because if it's from the back, then it's not going to work. The window's just going to fall. It's going to fall out the window. If it's this way, this bar prevents it from bending, angling backwards, and just falling out the window. So this is structure right here. 4 Phillips screws. All right. Start individually and just keep working my way through them. First one. Second one on the top rail bar. Third one. I'll be positioning this closer to me. Let me make sure the camera angle is good. I would like to have good camera work on this video. And probably y'all want to see like me actually screwing it in. I will include that just to make this that good. Trying to get better at this. So you can kind of, but not entirely, see the top lip. I will angle it this way, and we're going to screw in this screw right here. That's the third screw. Put it basically right there. I'm going to thread it in using this. Can be awkward because it's a tiny screw. Tiny but important screw. See it screwing in right there. Grab your Phillips. I'm not left-handed, but and you just see how you did it. You just screw it in. Tighten it, because as I said, it's a very important component. Bring it backwards. And then where's my 4th screw? I need to find my 4th screw. Where'd he go? Oh, here it is. 4th screw goes on the end right here. And that is basically all the screwing you're going to do just to get the unit itself together. Is just using these 4 screws. Next step, it's done. It's locked in, firm. Not going anywhere. Side panels. you have two side panels. The purpose of these side panels is to expand the window to fit in all the gaps, because obviously most people's window is not exactly this wide. A lot of them are wider than that and need this little extension to kind of fill the gap and to insulate the window. We have two of them. This one's labeled right, so we will start with the right wing. You look at right, you place it exactly like this. Let me make sure this is a good camera angle for y'all. Try not to be a bullshit cameraman. Here. And just like that, it's two. I'll move it over here. How about that? Now let's retake what I just said. There are two side panels, right and left. This one is labeled right. Obviously it goes onto the right side of the unit. And this top piece goes right here. It slides onto this bar right here. And also there's a bar on the bottom. So right looks like this. Now I'm going to twist the unit towards y'all. Make sure we're rolling still. And show you how we put the side panels on. This pertains to both of them. You drag this out, you grab it, you're going to see this little bar right here. It's kind of almost like a track. This is a track right here. This track runs through these 3 sets of grooves. So what you want to do is grab your track, slide it down these 3 grooves, only the track. And it also, let me see if it's sliding or, hold on. It looks like in this unit that's actually opposite. We slide upwards. So, again, for better demonstration purposes, I will flip this over. Here's the bottom bar I was talking about. It also slides in. And then we're going to, like I said, take this, extend it all the way, and kind of, there you go. Slide it like this for the grooves, only that thick bottom rubber bar. We just slid it in. Now we take this bottom and we put it right through here, and the top goes for the top. Now I'm going to flip it over so y'all can see it, and then see how it slides. There's your first side panel installed. The same process applies to the other side panel. There's a slight issue with mine though, and I will show you it. It's a very minor issue. See, it's locked in, not going nowhere. That's how easy these side panels are to just place. Now with the second one, there's that little bar groove that I was talking about that slides for the track. You slide from bottom to top. Well, I think mine must have been broken or something when I got it used, or rotten. These break, it's not uncommon. These are pretty fragile material. So I'm going to take this out just for demonstration purposes. But this is the part that, like I said, just broke off, and you slide from the bottom to the top. But so mine has to slide like this, just like exactly we did to the other panel. You just kind of have to do that. And then, for some reason, like I said, you're going to grab your panel, label it left. And then for some reason, like I said, mine's broken, so I slide it for this thing, and it works just fine. This is almost like its own track on a track. And then I do this, I put the bottom one in, and the top one in, and the top one goes in on the track, like that, like it on a track. So like I said, mine has that weird issue. The same process that we did for this side wing applies to that side wing. Alright. Other facts about it. Not really. It's all done. That is it fully put together, ready to be put in the window. Now we're going to put it in the window, and then I'll review it after. So we're going to turn our camera around. place it towards this window. First thing you do is, if you have a net in your window, is remove it. Alright, the camera turned off. I will be combining these clips. Crazy. Or whatever. There you go. Good angle. Good enough. Y'all are going to accept that. I have to pop off these two tops here myself. Pull these two tabs downwards. Screen comes out. That's how I remove my screen. Then I pop it backwards. Now I go upwards. Ready to install. Now we're going to pick up the AC. This is one of the lightest 8,000 BTU ACs for sure. It's pretty light. You bring your unit over here. Make sure your outlet is within reach of the window, or else, because you do not want to use extension cords with this unit. It's a very thick and takes a lot of power, this plug. It needs a tri-plug. They make AC extension cords specifically for ACs, but do not use a orange, yellow extension cord per safe electronic practices. So yeah, make sure you have an outlet within reach, and then you use two hands, your two hands, you bend downwards, you pick up the back towards the unit, and you pick it up, and then you place it kind of like this. Kind of like this. Keep your hand right here, keep your hand right here. Put the window down a little bit, not too much though. Then you'll grab this end with your hand, use your back hand to use this, just to scooch it in and just kind of prop it into place. Keep your hand holding it right here. Important. Now you're going to keep your hand and move it this way. So the unit can kind of go this way. And you see this bar is doing its job by preventing the unit from falling. And then you just let it go like that. And then that's it. Make sure it's completely closed. Like I said, this is doing a lot of the work. And then you're going to extend your side panels to fill in the gaps. Sometimes there might be gaps that can't be filled, or there's angles that are weird or whatnot. You can use insulating foam to fill those gaps in. That's what I use. So you just slide, like I said, you slide your side panels over here till they're closed completely. And same thing on this side. You slide them over, make sure that they cover the whole distance, and look like this when installed. Make sure all gaps are neatly sealed and whatnot, so it's angled right. And then we'll talk about the broad category of installation, which will be after. Now that we've done most of the work, there's still some technically other steps. It's in the window, it's definitely most likely not going to fall, but that doesn't mean everybody's windows are not that sensitive. So some people with different types of materials in their windows may want to actually start doing more and actually screwing the unit into the window frame itself. Now right here would be at one point. Use just a Phillips screw right here. You would put in a small one. It would hold this together, prevent thieves from getting in the house, and prevent the unit from falling out and children touching the unit, etc. One screw would go there. I'm not showing that process because it doesn't pertain to me. I don't need to use this process. You can use the AC without screwing these in, just by having the gaps filled in and whatnot. Some windows might fit a little funky, like mine has a little gap right there. Nothing I can do about it personally, but fill in the foam. There's also there would be a clip that would come with the unit. It would clip right here. That would clip this from like falling back and forth. There's another screw right here, but there's nothing to screw into, at least in my window. So that wouldn't pertain to anything. There's a screw right here that could hold it this way. This is I would say is a pretty good screw. This screws the top arm bracket into the window. And same thing with the left side right here, is you have another screw on top another screw on the bottom, which doesn't pertain to anything, at least in my unit. There will be a clip that holds this, and another screw here. But it's pretty simple. Like I said, the main screws would be the top three right here, just to hold it in more. And you would just either have to maybe drill the faintest hole, like with a slight micro bit, not a micro, but like very small drill. You just give it a quick whammy, or if your screws have kind of a, kind of like a, I don't know how to describe the end, but if it's like very sharp, I guess, it would just cut through this like vinyl material right here anyways and just screw in, and also hold pretty well, like a wood screw, for example, kind of that design. But probably, it comes with the unit, those pieces of hardware. It didn't come with my unit because I got it used, so that's the end of the story. Like I said, this all pertains to you. However you want to install it yourself, it's your choice. You want to screw in this top piece, make it look all neat right here, keep this from like falling up and down. Right there is a Phillips. It would come with the unit. If you get it used, that's something you have to buy with your own money or put in yourself. And then, like I said, fill these gaps here, any other gaps. And like I said, like this screw here would hold it like this, but you could use other things such as tape just to hold it. Or like I said, I use this like black insulating foam it comes with. I fill in the gaps like right here, no bugs can get in, no wetter, stuff like that. That's what I would use. But yeah, this looks like it's falling backwards, but that's just like I said, because I would have to kind of custom cater the installation towards my window. And anyways, now let's turn on the unit. Like I said, you're gonna take your tri plug, and you're gonna give it a plug. Tri plug. It's green, that means it's ready to go. And then you just want to put the unit on. And it turned on because it thinks it's cold enough and stuff. And then I'll show you how it runs. This is high cool right now. Medium, low. And then there's a high fan and a low fan. 7 different cool temps. And that's the installation process. Again, let's kick on the unit. Here's it running up closely. This is me near the unit. Right now it's trying to sense whether it needs to be cool or not, and it's sensing that it needs to be cooled. High fan. And that's the unit running. And then I'll talk about its performance out of the window, and then how to retake it out, etc. Kind of like a reversed process. Because what if you want to take it out? How easy is that? I'll probably reverse. Oh, it's pretty easy. First off, if you chose to put any screws in, you would just take all the screws out that you put in, all the insulating factors and all that. And then you keep it in the window, you push your side panels both in first to allow you to kind of have a grip. And then you have to use your course of action. You have to play it well so this, like I said, doesn't fall out. But you can kind of just grab this, put your hand right here. I said if you have a really good grip, grip that. Use your hand here. Use your left hand to go under here. Hold backwards. Put your hands right here. And this is about a 45-pound unit. It's not that heavy. And put it down. Let me move it over here. Make a video and talk about how it actually runs and all that. I gotta close this window before we talk about it. All right. Now we're going to review it. Y'all understand how to install it, so let's talk about, do I actually think it's a good AC? I actually generally do think it's a good AC. I haven't been able to test it out in an appropriate square foot room, unfortunately, but I did put it in a 120 square foot bedroom just to test it. Now, I put it on 7, and my room was like 78 or something. I don't know what it was, but I just put this in my room, and within like 10 minutes of running the unit, even though it's supposed to cool up to 350, and my room was 1/3 of that size, in 10 minutes, the room dropped 10 degrees. So I'm assuming it would probably drop like, it would definitely work pretty good in a 300 square foot, 250, I'd say like 250 is appropriate for it. Scenario, it'll definitely get like cool within minutes. It really blows ice cold. It does its job. It has very basic features. If you're looking for more fancy features, it definitely does not come with that. This only has 7 cooling temps. They're labeled 1 through 7. We don't know what they are particularly, whether it's 69 degrees, 72, etc. So you kind of just put it at that and then feel what you think is the best. Some people run them at 7, but I don't think 7's that important. You kind of just run it until you feel like you're cool enough in the room, and then that's your temp. And it works like a normal AC. It will turn off when it's done cooling. It doesn't run like a constant fan. So that's nice at least. It won't just be running constantly. So it also just has a low and high fan mode on itself. No AC there. Like I said, free AC speeds. We have high, cool, medium, and low. And like I said, the 7 max cool temp, the temps. 7 being the highest and 1 being the weakest temp. Filter, very simply 2 tabs on the side, pops right out like that. Simple mesh filter. You scrub with a toothbrush in your sink, maybe once a month. Low maintenance, don't have to replace filters or buy. And then this is the vent controls. Vent controls are quite lackluster. Only goes one side and then the up or down. Doesn't really change much when I use it. I don't feel too different, but that's the vent controls. It goes side to side, up and down. Changes slightly, but not like a significant, like, oh, I can notice like going angling and upwards is really efficient, etc. But yeah. So I showed you it running. Those were the free speeds, low, medium, and high. It gets really cold. It does its job, but it has basic features. It doesn't even have a digital display. So if that's not something that you're interested in, then you're definitely going to want something nicer. If you want a basic machine that has 2 knobs, that nothing much to break on it, simple but it does the job, then there you go. Built really nice, the unit. It's very light, around 40-45 pounds. I could pick it over my head if I want to. Lots of other 8000s feel much heavier than this particular one. I'm just sitting there. And then also, if you wanted to, what's other things I would talk about? Cleaning procedures would be probably maybe every 2 years, just taking the complete unit apart with all these screws. It's kind of like a cage. Another question I get commonly is this unit allowed to be exposed to water? And yes. It's an air conditioner. Air conditioners take water out the air, essentially, and then, or like they take the water vapor out there and make it into water, so it produces water essentially. And the water keeps the fan, there's 2 sets of fans, alright? This is the inside part. This part's exposed to the outside. Now when you look at this part, there's a fan motor in here. Now obviously when it rains, you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to take my AC out of the window each time it rains. No, you don't. Because the water actually helps the unit cool down more efficiently, and it also produces its own water by taking the water vapor and humidity out the air and transferring into water and getting it outside. So yeah, water is good for it. Not too much water though, and you might wonder, how is there too much? Let's say there's like a super heavy thunderstorm, it's angled towards the unit, and to the point where like the fan is like borderline like bogging down because of the water buildup. Just turn the unit off. You don't need to run it. That's all I have to say. Is if you hear it like slowing down because there's like sloshing so much water, just turn it off. And also you do want to angle it technically slightly downwards when you put it in the window, and I'm talking like this much. The reason is it keeps the water going towards the back, not as much sloshing in the fans and away from the unit. So yes, water is good for it. Not too much water or it'll just stop it from the fan from flowing. But I only had that happen to me with a different AC like a couple times during a storm. It was pretty tough. or just to start, it would like slosh through some water. So, but yeah, rain's safe for it. This whole area is like okay to get wet. Nothing wrong with it. All area can get wet. Also, you can clean it and spray it with a hose. That can also all get wet when this is all taken apart. You would want to do that for a dust buildup of years of use, and just to clean out all the dust and to make it run more efficient. That's why you would hose it down with soap and water. These grills can get clogged with dirt too. These are efficient from removing the heat out and venting. So this needs to be cleaned out with a hose, like I said, every 2 years, if you were to do that whole procedure. By spraying in, and then the water will go through the fins and just keep this hole clear so it vents better. You do not want to bend these fins. You do not want to damage them if you don't have to. You shouldn't have to. Like by storage procedures, you should keep these the bestest shape you can and look for the best as the shape of these as can without any bends, nicks. Mine has a few. Shouldn't reduce the performance, but if you see like big nicks or like big like flat part, that means this is running not as efficiently as it can. These need to be straight for max efficiency of the unit. So bending these in and just kind of screwing them up can just not ruin it, but like reduce the unit's performance and efficiency. So just be really gentle with this grate right here. And that's all I have to say about the outside of the unit. Because it's really basic. I told you, if it can cool down that 120 square foot room 10 degrees in 10 minutes, then I think I'd probably do 5 degrees or maybe 3 degrees in 10 minutes. Like I said, the filter's easy to clean. The very basic features, but like I said, and that's really all I have to say on this unit. Do you have any questions? Please leave them in the comments. I have answered all the questions I could have think of if I had myself on this unit. I'm going to try and sell it for $80 or $100 because I don't need it. So, thanks for watching this video. This is Top, and I have to go.